Oh, I am sick of brick and stone. The heart of me is sick. For windy, green, unquiet sea, the realm of Moby Dick. And I'll be going from the roaring of the wheels, for a wind's in the heart of me, a fire's in my heels. 16,000 miles, one ocean, 11 seas, 12 countries and hundreds of experiences and adventures. We're Jackie and Wayne, and we're sailing around the world. Last episode we arrived in Cyprus in the middle of the night. We had booked into a marina, and even at that time of night we had someone to help us get to the customs arrival berth to tie up. We just had to make sure that we didn't step off the boat until immigration and customs arrived in the morning.
We are in Europe. We left home in Sydney, Australia 404 days ago, and now we've checked in to the island nation of Cyprus in the eastern Mediterranean. We've come here to the marina of Aiya Napa to check in with the customs and immigration, and for our first look at the country.
With entry formalities over, we check in with the marina staff. We need to know what we need to know, and they're the guys who can help us. We head into town for a typical Cypriot breakfast. Well, perhaps not. We always try local foods wherever we go, but sometimes you just want what you want.
It's been over 2 weeks since we did any shopping, so we need supplies. This will be the first time that we've been to a supermarket that has pork in a very long time.
Salami, bacon.
After our cheating breakfast, we try to make up with a separate dinner.
The cuisine here is generally Mediterranean, and we had the mezze. Lots of little dishes like tapas. The poor man's degustation, if you like. It was pretty good, but the highlight was the local wine. I did like the roast rabbit, and I haven't had rabbit since I was very young. We're going to take a sail along the coast later, but first, let's have a quick look at the capital city of Nicosia, or Nicosia, or Lefkosia, or Ledra. Places in the Med seem to have lots of alternative names.
Nicosia has a nice old town area. What is different here is that there is an actual barrier in the old town that separates the official Cyprus from the Turkish Cyprus. I wanted to go through, but my captain is a do-gooder, and we didn't go.
With all that motoring from Jordan, we're going to need to fill up. We used a lot of fuel on that passage. Having King Leonidas fill the tanks was a nice touch.
I mentioned before about entry formalities. So what are they? They are different for each country that we visit.
Here in Cyprus, they're very easy. Show passports, boat registration, insurance, and a crew list, and that's about it. Everything is located right at the marina, so it's all done in 15 minutes.
But that's not how it is everywhere. Some places you need to have a local agent, and you need to pay fees. In 9 different fees and agencies to pay on top of the agent fees.
It can quickly run over $1,000. And in Saudi Arabia, for example, our total entry and exit cost was well over $2,000. And it's not just cost and procedure. Some countries require a complete list of medicines you have on board, and some have special rules like not allowing spear guns and, of course, firearms.
Very often people need to board your boat for an inspection. This can be a simple look around, or like in Jordan, for example, there were 8 people opening cupboards and look into the places around the boat.
And there was that guy that confiscated a suspicious looking tissue box. It's not unusual in countries where the entry process is done at anchor for there to be up to 10 people on the boat at one time. All have different uniforms representing different stakeholders.
You can't always just show up. Even if your country has a visa on arrival agreement, in some places you need to apply that visa on arrival before actually arriving.
And visas on arrival are often restricted to certain entry ports, and that may not be where you want to enter. There can be a lot involved in entering a country by boat. Most of the time, the procedures follow the rules for merchant shipping, and they don't always fit with private yachts. One thing that comes up a heck of a lot is net tonnage. This is the capacity that is used for calculating fees in a lot of places. The net tonnage is basically the amount of room in a vessel that's available for cargo or passengers. It's a volumetric calculation that doesn't really work on a boat that doesn't carry passengers or cargo. When we went through the Suez Canal, an official measurer came on board our boat and did some measurements with a tape measure and calculations, and because net tonnage is what they calculate the canal fee on, the actual result was 5 times the actual weight of our boat, and it was nearly 4 times the maximum allowed weight, and that's the weight with people, stores, fuel, water, everything included.
Every time we want to go to a country, we have to research and to plan so that we are legally able to enter and know what to expect.
When we actually enter their territorial waters, we can put up our yellow flag, which is code flag Q for requesting quarantine protection, and also the national flag of the country that we're entering.
Flags are important. We must fly our national flag at the rear of the boat. This identifies our boat as being registered in Australia and entitled to all the rights agreed between our country and the country we are entering. When we are at sea, it gives us protections allowed by international rules governing the use of the seas.
We show the host nation's flag on the mast flag pennant. We have to carry flags for at least the countries we're visiting, and we should actually carry flags for any countries we pass by, just in case we have to make an emergency stop.
Once you are in a country, you may not be able to go where you want to. Many countries restrict the places that you can go. Some make you show in advance the places you want to visit, and many make you check in with local authorities at each port that you visit.
We found the processes can be different from one port to another in the same country. So now we always carry all of our documents in one folder whenever we go to check in.
So that is a brief summary. If you ever want to go cruising in your own yacht to another country, make sure you do your research before you go. Some countries will actually inspect your boat to make sure it is in safe condition, so you cannot assume anything.
At all. So we're just going out of the harbour and putting the sail straight up.
Yep. Time to explore. Let's hoist the sails and take a look at where we are.
Cyprus is a fairly fun and laid-back island for the most part. It's a big destination for Brits, and local businesses cater to that nation quite a lot. A good look around the island will also reveal really nice restaurants.
Cute family wineries, also with restaurant. Important and impressive ancient sites. This one in Paphos has mosaics that are incredibly well preserved.
Monasteries that also have their own wines. It's the home of Aphrodite, who is the Olympian goddess of love, beauty, pleasure and procreation. Jacqueline being Aphrodite. Aphrodite rock behind her.
And cool beach bars everywhere.
And that was Cyprus. It's our first introduction to the tourist culture that is the Mediterranean, where somehow one can explore myths, legends and ancient sites, right alongside almost not there swimming costumes and exotic cocktails. Next time we strike out for Turkey. I am particularly excited because this was always one of my dream destinations. Join us then.